Nikki Duncan, 36 years old, 5'7" tall, weighed in at 125.8 pounds. Coming to us from Grand Rapids via Lansing, fighting out of Grand Rapids Mixed Martial Arts in the MOD Elite Fight Team. Coached by Johnny Gigware, Magnus Caldron. Currently the TWC flyweight amateur champion. Gave up her belt to take a pro fight coming into this TXC cage. 0-0. Cutler, 24 years old, 5'6" tall, fighting for jacked and tan. Makes the drive out to North Macomb County almost every day from Brighton. Trained by the Cuppy brothers, 10-1 as an amateur, 2-0 as a professional. Let's go into the cage. Kara Rowe with your official TXC introductions. Fight fans, this strawweight fight about to get underway as we get started here. Nikki Duncan fighting out of the red corner. Teal Nike compression shorts, trimmed in black. Kelly Cutler fighting out of the red corner. Teal trimmed in yellow. Sprinting to the center of the cage is Kaylee Cutler.
Yeah, well, you know, she really wants to close that gap because Nikki's known for being a striker. Grabbed her leg, threw it right down the pipe. It was great that she could stay in the pocket, you know, and knew that, you know, Callie had that wrestling background.
Cutler with a clinch is absolutely dangerous.
And that's the thing, you got to use footwork on her so she can't close the gap like this.
Looking to join those hands together, and once she does, somebody's about to collect some frequent flyer miles. Doing a good job of fighting it off.
At the weigh-ins, Nikki forced Callie to drop a few pounds because she came in a little bit heavy.
You know, once you do that, if you recover, you just get angry.
Yes, definitely.
Big heavy elbows there from Kelly. Needs to settle down just a little bit. Tighten up that base. There we go. Now in a nice heavy mount. Duncan going to quickly turn to give up her back if those shots keep coming.
But Callie did a great job of posturing up, creating that space and being able to drop that.
You have 4 minutes to work. 4 minutes to work.
You know, she's not going to be able to reverse that just holding on to that head.
No, Callie has so much experience, you know, being in this position, distributing her weight, creating space.
And scoring. Stepping up into a sambo mount for just a second. I thought I was going to see something sassy there, Kara. And now right to the back. Oh, looking to take the short choke.
Don't force it. Go back on top and pound. Back on top and pound. Yep.
I love the way she listens to her corner.
Yep.
Yeah, and I mean, that's so important to have confidence.
Like what she's in here with. Keep hitting her. There we go.
You know,
Left elbow across the face. Posture and damage. We can
And still just relentless, scoring.
You know,
And look at the face of Nikki Duncan. She does not want to be in that cage right now.
no, she doesn't. Because the thing is, she was hesitant, you know, saying she was fighting Callie, but then it was, you know, if you could keep on your feet, if you can keep your footwork, you can maintain that advantage. But once you're in this position and you already have it in your head that this is how this girl wins, this is how she finishes people, you've already kind of defeated yourself a bit.
Oh, absolutely. And just all Nikki Duncan can do right now is try to avoid taking damage. Kelly's got to be a little careful with that knee sliding up high, that right knee of Duncan's.
You know, that's the thing, like you said, they just have to wait to be stood back up. And this is where Nikki really has to be smart out here right now. She's got to use her feet. She's got a pendulum step. She's got to circle in the cage. Just keep creating that space. You have to pot shot. You can't commit with a couple of 2, 3, 4, 5 punches. You have to pot shot. Go in for a shot, move. Go in for a shot, move, so that she can't close the space on you.
Look how quickly Cutler retreats. What she's going to do is she's going to draw Duncan in, trade change levels, and then bring it right to the ground.
She got caught, you know, by Nikki, but Nikki can't stay flat-footed. At times she'll stop, and that's just not a thing that you can do with Callie. This is where you pot shot. She's got to drop those bombs and move. Drop the bombs and move. You don't get a chance to sit there and throw combinations. You got to
doing a good job of cutting her off as she tries to run around the cage, but you got to do something with it.
Yeah, and I'm sure she's used to people running from her, knowing that she's going to close the gap. Oh, you know, and there, you know, at least, you know, smart from Nikki that she was able to feel the cage behind her and circle off of it.
And absolutely shuffling away from that clinch.
But the problem is, if you know, when you're on your feet, you've got to give her something, put something in her face. Whether, you know, it's a jab, it doesn't have to even land. Just put it in her face and be able to move, find an angle, and fire.
I really think she's a little worried that if she gets close enough to hit Cutler, Cutler can grab her.
Well, especially her left eye, she's having trouble seeing out of it. She's got the big mouse on Nikki's right left eye. And, you know, that's the thing with Callie. She'll throw her hands, too. She's not afraid to let him go that way, even though her strength is on the ground. And that's what you have to do, you know, set the tone with a striker. Just let your hands go and let them know that you're not afraid to strike with them. Both of them landing big
shot
blows.
right up the center.
Both of them kind of, but Callie getting the worst of it on that exchange.
Oh, that absolutely snapped her back.
But that's where Nikki's just got to stay at that range. If she walks in, fire on her, and then go.
As she retreats, she's got to stick out a 1-2. The response from Nikki is going to be a 1-2 coming forward, and then you just change levels.
You can see just the blood, and you almost wonder if Callie's nose is broken. Because when you ever see blood dripping like that from a nose, typically it's broken, because it doesn't just pour like that unless there's a break.
She's already got that cartilage.
So it's
She's
probably
had multiple
easy.
breaks. Yeah, you look at it sideways, and it's going to break.
Yeah.
Here we go, fight fans. Round 2 about to get underway.
Yeah.
Nikki T-Money Duncan, teal shorts trimmed in black. Kelly the Honey Badger Cutler, teal trimmed in yellow or neon or.
You know what Nikki does a good job at too. It doesn't look like she has too much kicking background, but she'll throw some just to distract to throw hands.
Well, Cutler just put the bum's rush on her to take her down. The only thing she's got going for her is she's in her own corner at this point.
You know, Callie, this is where she's got to know she has to end it just because of that nose. Seal the deal right now. Walk away from this with a W, with a stoppage, and less damage to your nose.
Needs big, heavy down pressure, some separation.
Or we can frame up. Good.
Duncan just completely out of her element right now.
Yeah, just trying to hang on to mitigate any of that damage, any of that leather dropping down on her.
Right now, as hard as Duncan is hanging onto that leg, just let her have it. Sit down on that thigh, immobilize the hips, and then beat the snot out of her.
Well, she did a great job of pulling her arm inside of Nikki's. Nikki had the inside position, and she swung it inside so she could be a lot closer.
Working on that eye there, just grinding.
looking to go body head, smart moves, mixing it up to open up that face, and she did that.
Well, you know, she hit her enough, and Duncan had to finally move that arm. Cutler just relentless, Carol.
Yeah, especially when you know that your nose is dripping. This is where you have to go for broke. You want the ref to stop it. Yeah, and Nikki's, you know, kind of smart to fire from the bottom. Just trying to, you touch that nose, you touch that injury.
Control the feet. Good.
Came down in actually a superior position to the one she stood up in. Nice and tight, just beating her up with those elbows. How much of that do you let go on as a referee before you have to start at least letting the fighter know they got to defend themselves?
Yeah, I don't know how heavily some of them are landing. Like some of those are just kind of pawing shots. So I just don't think they're impressing Brandon enough.
I understand. I go back to Josh Kelly, though, 5 years ago. Referee did not stop the fight after those pawing shots, and then a big one slipped through, and the kid never fought again. He's got a plastic plate in his face.
But you know, if something was stopped and it was pawing shots, or everyone would be up and.
Let them.
I don't know, like you know, one of our earlier fights with the big boys. I mean, Aaron doing a good job getting hit with some pawing shots, but they moving their head and sliding off, rolling off some of the shots.
Working real hard to try to pass that half guard, and it's absolutely unnecessary.
You know, and this is where Nikki has to do everything that she can to try and get a stalemate. All Nikki's got to do, she just got to get in a position where she can't get the ref board, so you can get back to your feet.
Well, Cutler just brings too much volume for that to ever happen.
You see, Nikki just keeps positioning her. Oh, a couple of those are landing big.
Cutler just teeing off on her at this point. And here come the frequent flyer miles. Nah, she's just looking to chop that out. I was hoping she was going to sink those hips in and really take her over the top. Stretching her out and looking to bring her down. And again, grabbing the cage.
Let's go. Let's get to work now.
Now this fight could be over.
I felt those punches from here. Like, you know when someone hits it hard enough, their head goes off the mat and you could just feel the vibration. This is something Nikki's definitely going to feel tomorrow. And, you know, in future fighting, you know, that wrestler, you got to work those footworks. You got to do your figure eights, your ladder drills. You got to be able to get on your bike, fire, and move.
At this point, you're more likely to see this in a prison than in a cage. This is just a one-sided beating at this point.
Yeah. When you don't see any possibility, you know, Nikki's not a ground person, any possibility of her coming away with some sexy submission, I mean, then this is where the ref's got to step in. I use that term just for you.
I appreciate that. I love that in regards to submissions. Looking for the armbar. There it is. This is over.
There it is.
Beautiful transition. Absolutely relentless. Absolutely relentless. Kelly Cutler. Here on the replay, you see the beginning of the end. Again, Cutler absolutely relentless, transitioning into full mount. Nikki Duncan completely out of her depth on her back. Looking to try to turn to her stomach, but she's caught up in her own arm. And finally, as that arm starts to get long, Cutler going to use it to transition, step over into an armbar, nice and tight, and finish the fight right there.
about your training leading up to this fight?